Greetings everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Captain Ryan. In today's video, I'm playing in my new favorite Tier 8 Premium Battleship in the Japanese tech tree, the Key. As the battle gets underway here, it's Okinawa, it's Domination Match Mode, and I've spawned closest to the sea cap point. Now, as the battle gets underway, I'm not alone in heading towards the sea cap point. In fact, if you pay attention to the minimap, you can see my team is already starting the inevitable lemming train towards that cap. Unfortunately for me, though, I'm currently out in front, which means, given that I'm a battleship, I'm going to be spotted pretty quickly and probably focused down by everybody with a brain. Now, fortunately, this battle has been a rare exception in the battles I've been getting lately, and there are only 2 enemy destroyers in the game versus the typical 4 to 6 I have been seeing. And as expected, as I push up towards the sea cap point, I am detected. So, as I push up in here, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to line my guns up there. There is an enemy Neptune out there, and that guy is probably not going to have too much of a good time on that. Losing more than half his health very quickly, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start getting myself turned around. Now, he's very, very low health, but you'll notice he drops off detectability as he pops his smoke screen. So he's going to go ahead and contemplate his life choices. Unfortunately, he does manage to just barely survive and regain a lot of health because it's a British cruiser. He's got that heal, and he's a high-tier British cruiser on top of that, so that heal is a little bit better. Gonna get shots out there, do manage to connect yet again, cause a little more damage, but not enough to kill him outright. Now, right before I fired off those first shots, though, I had one of my gun turrets knocked out. And I have a sneaking suspicion that if that gun turret had not been knocked out and had fired with the rest of them, that would have been a very, very quick and easy first blood against that Neptune. Fire on my deck is slowly going to burn out. I'm not going to waste my repair and put it out. I'm no longer being detected there as I managed to actually get out of the range. But you'll notice this friendly battleship here, the Missouri, is pushing up into the sea cap point. So rather than continuing to run away and being held back around the rest of the team, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn around and head up and push up and support him. There have been far too many times when I have been in that exact situation, hoping that the team would rally behind me. I'll tank the damage. I'll take the responsibility of being the forward player. But you gotta push up behind me and give me some backup. My sacrifice is completely wasted if you don't, at the very least, help me capture a location. And speaking of capturing locations, the enemy team has managed to secure the B cap point, but our team has actually managed to secure the A cap point. So, at the very least, we are both gaining points. I get shots out there at a Pepsi Cola. He's also going to regret his life decisions as that manages to take a whopping chunk of his health away. But as he pushes up, he's got more pressing concerns. Speaking of pressing concerns, that Neptune in the back there is probably very concerned that he has low health. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get shots off at him. Once again, he's broadside onto me, but he is at quite a bit of range. So can I connect with him? Come on, shots in there. Let's get it. Yes. Citadel first blood goes to me. And with that, the points shifts in my team's favor. More importantly, as I mentioned with the Missouri here pushing up, he's capturing the sea cap point, but so am I. But the enemy team is thoroughly focused on shooting at him. And because they're all focused on him, they're not focused on me, which means I can capture this location pretty much unmolested while he's taking the brunt of the enemy fire. My team manages to secure yet 2 more kills, and this puts us way up on points, and with the fact that we're currently capturing C uncontested now that the enemy team is regrouping around the B cap point, this means that we're going to gain even more points. We take out yet another ship, including one of their destroyers. That's going to be excellent for us because that gives us the destroyer advantage now. We did lose one of our ships but it's okay. We're still way up in the points lead. Now I'm taking shots as that Missouri did finally burn down, so I am once again the lead ship for the enemy to shoot at. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get shots off downrange at this Colorado, mostly because he's giving me broadside and because I have 16-inch guns. But of course, as you can see there, those shots mostly managed to over-penetrate. No big citadels there. A little bit disappointing. Gonna get myself turned around here. I've still got a lot of health left. I just don't want to be the lead ship at the moment. I'm already taking fire in, and there's a lot of enemies back down there. So, turning around, repositioning myself, letting some of my other teammates push up. And you can see they're all really still back down here at the sea cap point, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. They've kind of gone in this large circle around it and not actually into it. What they should do, and if you find yourself falling into this situation, you should go ahead and pay close attention. Start heading towards the next cap location, the B cap in this particular location, because that's the only cap that the enemy has. So it's the only thing that we need to cap. More importantly, look where the enemy team is at in relation to their cap. They're all clustered back at their spawn. We have effectively managed to rout them from the front line. So we can just go ahead, push up there, grab that cap, and one of our destroyers is doing just that, and then pick at them, knowing full well that all we have to do is survive the game at that point. The enemy team has to make the big push. Now, I get shots off at that New Orleans down there, but unfortunately those shots all miss. I think I didn't give him quite enough lead, and those shots ended up straddling him for the most part, which is really, really disappointing on my part because he's giving me such a beautiful broadside to shoot at. You'll notice, though, that because there are so few destroyers and sneaky cruisers, I keep dropping off detectability between shots. This is actually nice for me because it means I don't have to worry too much about constantly being shot at while I'm waiting for my shots to reload. Now, I get more shots off at that New Orleans. I do manage to land one hit there. It looks like on his forward magazine for a Citadel. Not enough to kill him outright. If I'd readjusted just a little bit back, I probably could have nailed him. Team does lose another ship, so the enemy team at the very least is going to remain in play for a little bit. You can see there, though, they're up there trying to capture the A cap point as the whole team is trying to roll up there and maybe get some reprieve from the fire. My team, however, did take B, so the enemy team's not gaining any points at all, but we are gaining points. And now I've got the nice broadside of a KGV to shoot at. And so I'm going to take advantage of his kindness and farm some very, very tasty damage as I continue to close in on those ships. Remember, the key has torpedoes, and they're 6-kilometer torpedoes. So if I can close that range into about 7 kilometers, I can actually get those torpedoes away and cause a not insignificant amount of damage with them. Again, that KGV still giving me broadside. I'm still putting shots out there, but you can see they're over-penetrating there. And I'm a little bit disappointed that I haven't been able to find the Citadel on this guy, because it would be wonderful if I could just wreck him and finish him now. The enemy team does secure the A cap point, so they're going to start gaining some points yet again. They've pulled the team's score back just a little bit. They've killed 3 of our ships, but they're still down that 1 destroyer, and that 1 destroyer is going to give us that little bit of an advantage right up until the very end. Just as I get shots out, the KGV dies, so those shots completely worthless. I could have used them on something else entirely, specifically this Colorado, who is now closing in. And yeah, that Colorado is closing in on me, and I know it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to point my bow towards him. I'm not going to give him broadside because he's got 16-inch guns too, albeit only 8 of them, but they can hurt. And the key broadsides, not the best. There you can see, though, those shots bouncing off of my bow as I'm bow tanking. The bow on the key is very, very well protected. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push up here. I'm getting shots off downrange at this Otago because he's starting to annoy me. And there's a smoke screen up there. That's actually the Kutuzov, who is spamming high explosive at me, and I would love to kill him. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to expose broadside here, and I'm going to get torpedoes away at this Colorado. Now you can see here, my secondary is blazing away on him. He actually doesn't shoot at me because I've crossed over him, and the Colorado's guns don't traverse that fast. And he was trying to repair, but it wasn't going to be enough as I managed to nail him with a torpedo and take him out of commission. Now my team has really got the lead as we still have both of our destroyers left, and the enemy team has no destroyers left. 2 forward guns there. I'm trying to get my guns turned around so that I can start taking shots at this guy, but those 2 forward shots, with any luck, they'll land and they'll take him out, and they do. So that's giving me my 3rd kill in the game, and I've earned a Confederate to go with the amount of damage that I've done. But now I'm trying desperately to run away here, but this Kutuzov is too close to me. And so he's going to continue spotting, and he sees how low health I am. I put the fire out, but it's not going to be enough as I get set on fire yet again, and I don't think I'm going to survive long enough to recover health as long as that Kutuzov continues to shoot at me. So I'm going to try and get shots off here, turn my ship, forward guns out, come on, rear guns, reload, get there just fast enough, come on, come on, seconds left, I don't have a lot of health left, can I do it? Can I get these shots away? I do manage to get these shots away as I burn to death there. That Kutuzov, very low health, takes a big hit there, but I take him out and finish him off for a flesh wound award. And now there are just 3 enemy ships left, and if you look at the one that's back over there, he is incredibly low health, but if you look at our destroyer, well, our destroyer is going to get taken out by his secondaries. So now it's up to this cruiser to deal with this battleship. Fortunately, this battleship is very low health, and while he is recovering some health, the cruiser that he's facing, the New Orleans, is a pretty competent cruiser player, and he's in a very competent cruiser to deal with the situation. He's actually set him on fire, so he's going to, at the very least, burn for a little bit. Hopefully, facing that ship, he doesn't give too much broadside, because those are 15-inch guns, and they will definitely hurt. That battleship, though, meets its end, and now there's just 1 battleship and a cruiser left, and they're actually both at the A cap point. As you can see, we have a destroyer here who's beached himself in a smoke screen, and the Alabama opens up here. Now this kid, I don't know what he's doing. He backs off here, but he doesn't stay backing off. It doesn't make any sense. He's actually detecting or helping detect this battleship, but look, the battleship's close enough to see him. He's shooting at him, and the kid moves forward back to beach himself on the sandbar yet again. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he just knows he's going to die, and he wants to give his crew the best possible chance to enjoy some rest and relaxation on a tropical paradise before the inevitable happens. But he's just going to sit here. He's not going to open fire. He's not going to do anything. But you see him sitting there, look at that. Alabama is just ripping into him. That Alabama knows he's completely safe from torpedoes because there's a sandbar in his way. But more importantly, that Alabama is spotting him for the Otago, who's hitting behind that island. Now, the situation for my team is actually really good. We're up in the 900 points bracket. While that Otago still has a lot of his health left, and that Alabama could definitely be a threat, provided all of our remaining ships stay alive, we're going to win on points because we hold 2 of the caps, and we're gaining points at a much faster rate than the enemy team. Now, both of those ships disappear as they're no longer being detected, so all of our team really doesn't have anything to shoot at, which means the enemy can't shoot at them. So we win on points in that respect. 150,000 damage done in that game, Confederate, 'tis but a flesh wound, and first blood, taking out that Neptune that I wrecked right at the beginning and got my sweet, sweet reward a little bit later. 4 kills in the game, not quite enough for a Kraken Unleashed. Kind of disappointed I wasn't able to kill that KGV because that would have been my Kraken. And it would have been nice to maybe kill another cruiser, especially one that kept setting me on fire. Top of the team for XP earned at over 2,000 base XP. That's partly due to capturing the C cap point and helping push up and support that Missouri. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and the channel, I encourage you to do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, albeit irregularly, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Bry, signing off.